What's up, guys? It is Coach Callie V, and this is the Callie V podcast, owning your opportunity. All right, so today's episode, it's all about the pitcher. Duh, that's literally kind of my jam. It is my jam. And I'm excited you're here with me because I'm going to be talking to the parents, and I'm actually going to be discussing something that may shock you. It may blow your mind. Let's go. Okay. Brace yourself. Guess what? Your daughter doesn't need more lessons. I know. You might be like, wait, what? Did you just say that my daughter doesn't need more lessons? I did say that. And here's the reason why. See, if your daughter's not doing the work on her own, a lesson is not going to make a difference. Now, if she has a great relationship with her instructor and she feels like a reset, that's good. But now you need to go a little bit deeper as a parent. You need to ask yourself, well, I feel like her coach is doing a really good job with her, but is, what's happening in her sessions transferring to the game? And if your answer is no, it's because your daughter's not implementing anything on her own. So the moral to this podcast episode is literally telling you guys your daughter doesn't need to do another lesson. It's not going to make or break her success. Okay? In fact, it might even help you out a little bit as a parent, because I feel like sometimes parents get caught up in like who's who of instructors. So I know you're sitting there going, wait a minute, what? You stay with me. Stay with me. The myth I am trying to educate you guys on is that in order for your daughter to be successful, she needs another pitching lesson. She doesn't. You want to know what she needs? I bet you guys were just dying for me to tell you this. She needs a plan. See, here's the thing. Kids get the itch to pitch. They get eager, they jump in, and they're ready to roll. So the next thing you do as a parent is you're like, I need to find an instructor who can help get her to where she needs to be. Instructor A, they do sessions at such and such facility, and I can take my kid there, and I'm going to get, 60 minutes in once a week. Nothing happens in games. There's a problem there. And the problem is there's no plan. Okay? So when your kid gets the itch to pitch, or even if your kid has natural talent and there's no plan, that means there's no direction. And without direction, it gets really dangerous. Why is it dangerous? And I'm not saying like dangerous as in like, trauma. Actually, let me pull that statement back, because I have seen kids get thrown into pitching lessons and they actually do experience trauma. So, yeah. So it is dangerous to have no direction. Okay? A physicality of that is you have your kid training the wrong way with a coach who does not educate themselves on how athletes are moving and what movement is going to get them to be more efficient and effective, right? So they're moving one way versus the way that their body is preferred to move. So that motor preference, right? Motor preferences is a thing. It's like, what way are you going to throw in such a way that's going to give you the most effective and efficient movements, right? But here's the thing. Not everybody's cookie cutter. Not everybody's the same size, right? So you have to be really careful as an instructor. Like, there are elements that need to be taught, right? There are foundations that need to be taught each time you're teaching a kid. But at the end of the day, you need to find the instructor that's actually going to see what your kid is doing, how they're moving, and how you can help them get to where they need to be. That means you need to find an instructor who has a plan, who has direction for your kid. Not just, you buy a package of 8 sessions and you meet with this coach every week. It's at that point, it's a transaction. There's no transformation that's taking place, right? Or an instructor reaches out to you because you haven't reached out to them and they need some extra bucks this month so they can pay their rent or put gas in their tank. And they're like, oh, I haven't worked with this kid for a couple weeks. I should reach out to them, see if they want to get a lesson in. Again, that's a transaction. So as you're listening to this, if you're still listening to this, kudos to you, because you're actually listening to something that's going to help your daughter out in the long run. Y'all, lessons are changing. And there is a systemic root to how lessons were being done. Trust me, I've been doing this for almost 30 years. I know the transaction. Guys, I used to charge $35 for an hour. And if you guys have worked with me or you're working with me now, you know that is not the case. Because there is direction, there is a plan, there is accountability, there is a program, there is feedback. There is constant reconstruction of your kid, confirming you're doing this right. Okay, we need to make the adjustment here. You get it. We're going to lean into the good. We're going to embrace the suck. Yeah, does it suck right now? Yeah, it does. Growing pains suck. Ebbs and flows in the valley, right? But guess what? To every low, there is a high. It's as simple as that. So then from there, I ask my kids, what are you doing right now that's making you feel so great in what you're doing in your craft? What are you doing? What does your workout plan look like? Not just what I'm giving them, but how are they implementing my plan, my program, my direction in their life to their everyday life? What are they doing? And oh man, when they tell me, especially like when school's out, whatever, or my homeschoolers, they're like, yeah, I'll get up and do this. And then I come back home and I'll get something to eat. And then once I've done my lift, I'll go throw a pin or I'll go do my drill work. And then I'll do my hitting on the same day as my drill work. And how is that helping you? Oh man, coach, like I'm feeling so great. Like I know right now I'm reconstructing, but I feel good. I feel confident. That you cannot fake that. Okay, that is the direction that your child is seeking. So when I reach out to you guys and I ask you guys, what is the one struggle that your daughter is going through and pitching right now? It's always consistency, confidence, lack of ability to gain more speed. Okay, I'm going to put location with consistency. Okay. Explosiveness is going to go with lack of ability to gain more speed. But confidence outerlines all of that. Because look, if your kid is not throwing consistent strikes or consistently hitting her spots, her confidence is going to go down. If she is not gaining speed, her confidence is going to go down. So that's where you have to have somebody in your life who's going to give you direction. Why is your kid not gaining speed? What are you doing to address this? Oh, she's working with somebody on that. Okay. What are they doing to address this? You feel like they're having really good sessions. Okay. My next question is this transferring over to the game? Boom. It's not. You have to have a plan. You have to have direction. What are you doing in those sessions that you're paying for, right? Those transactional sessions that you're paying for by the hour to get it to transfer to a game. Like I said, lessons are changing. Coaches now, at least I know for myself and the table that I sit at amongst other high-level coaches, we do what it takes to keep ourselves educated, right? We do the hard work. I could not sit here and tell you this stuff if I wasn't doing the hard work within myself as a coach, bettering myself, right? Upping my education, partnering with products that I believe in so I can offer you guys something that I know is going to help your daughter out. Trust me. You guys, I get DMs from companies like, hey, we have this new product. We'd love for you to do that. And I'm like, what? Why do I need to try this radar thing out when I'm partnered with Pocket Radar? Thank you. I love the offer, but unless you can top Pocket Radar, no, thank you. Like, they take care of me too. They take care of my clients as well. Okay. So I'm going to leave you guys with this, because if you guys are following me on social media, kudos, because this is going to be an echo to you, because you know this is what I talk about all the time, right? Your daughter does not need another lesson. Okay. She needs a plan, right? Okay. That is everywhere. But follow me on Instagram so you hear this stuff. So you're getting fed actual tangible things that are going to help your daughter reach her pitching goals, regardless of if you guys ever train with me. Okay? I don't want you guys to think, oh, she's just saying this because she just wants us. No, trust me. I can only handle so many clients. And I like it that way because it's intimate, right? I'm creating programs for your kid, right? Individual programs, 1 week at a time, not 3, 6, 9, 12 weeks in advance, not just shipping her through a program and guaranteeing that she's going to gain speed. At the end of the day, you're going to gain speed if you're doing what's being asked of you to do. But when you put a window of time on that, it's that's hasty. You got to be careful with that because everybody develops at a different time frame. So that goes back to, if your daughter's flatlining on her speed, what are you guys doing to address that? Is she lifting weights? Okay, is she lifting in such a way that's actually going to improve her movements as a pitcher? Because lifting like she's a bodybuilder and lifting like she's a softball player are two different lifting styles. Trust me, I used to do bodybuilding and I was a collegiate softball player. And my kid trains as a softball player because she's a softball player. Okay. So lots to cover in there. But at the end of the day, I want to leave you with this. If your daughter has the itch to pitch, she's on fire, she's excited, your number one responsibility now should be to find somebody who's going to give her direction, who's going to give her a plan. Okay. Not to get her to throw strikes. Here's the thing. When they're developing, when they're little like that, the strikes, the consistency, that comes as the foundation is getting built. Then once the foundation is built and you have the solid mechanics, the effective, efficient mechanics, the motor preference movement patterns that are feeding into how they move for their success, right? Speed will come. Speed is a byproduct of effective and efficient mechanics all day long. Okay? Just the way it works. So, hope you guys like this episode. Be sure to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms, even YouTube. Okay? And then make sure you're following me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, you name it. And I'm looking forward to coming back on here and helping you guys out. Take care and God bless.